Hello, peoples of the internets, and welcome back to Journey to Ragnarok, a campaign of very, very mythical proportions. As always, we start this session with a very special introduction. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Sure. Crows request closure to cease Steading's dissension. Friends find the foes and bid band of eyes be gone. Temple doors unblocked, barrier no burden. Old Starry strides forward his godly gifts to give. Rune Master, the ritual with blood and fire begins. In mystical smoke, runic stones twirl and twist. Talons snatch sacred symbols, evil intent evident, robbing devices of divination with dire delight. Even as vision is voiced, owl roosts in the rafters, takes voice of man a dire dare to deliver. Bear warriors announce vile warning to village, challenge to crows their weapons to wield. Starry pleads with partners their adversaries to assuage, to make way to mountain pass, a peace to procure. Else small settlement unsafe, denizens undefended, scant numbers to face fierce threat from the north. Companions acquiesce, their duty to defend, another challenge to peace with words to contest. While wending their way through winter's white weather, Sturmir missteps in snow and uncovers collapsed chamber. Into time-worn tomb he tumbles, riches revealed, powerful woman entombed with enchanted wealth, and suitable to her station, partners respect corpse with ritual. Tobias Odin's hand observes as he beseeches blessings. Respect rendered, effigy examined, concealed crown cunningly disclosed. Silver swallows adorn branches to decorate diadem discovered. Princess proceeds to pluck prize from brow of bold noble. Admires allurement and artistry of relic long unrevealed. Then crowns icy crow friend with spellbound circlet. Caution discarded, of consequence uncaring.
And with that, who would like to be the lucky person to roll me a d8?
Oh no. I guess I better, huh?
Sure.
Well, that's great.
It's pretty great because this is very funny. You're all going to find this very funny.
Oh no.
As you depart from these hidden ruins that you once found, step by step with each other, some hours go by, the day gets later, and what do you know? But you come across the site of some more ruins. Rather than falling into these this time, they are crumbled ruins out in the snow. Not much seemingly left behind due to the erosion of time and the elements. However, inside said ruins, as the day grows late, there is enough room for you all to take shelter, should you wish.
Well, that's
I
probably
like that
a good
idea.
Yeah.
I don't see any better options.
Do we still have enough time to kind of gather some wood?
Yes, there would be enough time to start a fire and look around the ruins if you so wished.
Right. Hmm.
And if you want to look
I get-
around the ruins, you may do me an investigation.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Yes, I
Actually,
would
wait.
like to do that as well.
Investigation? Oh, never mind. Gwen's gonna take care of that. I'm gonna go get wood.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, you do it. I'll help you.
So helping gives you advantage.
How about a 25 for advantage?
A 25 for advantage. And Tobias, please roll me a survival.
I would be out with Tobias too, so.
So then you can get advantage. You're able to find enough wood for a fire. With a 25, however, you go looking around the ruins, Gwyn, and you find a hidden cache among the stones of these ruins. And inside, what do you find but a tablet holding arcane scribbles?
Jack! Yes! Oh yeah, Gwen just like loses her marbles as she's like grabbing the tablet, and she just takes off back towards camp where everybody was setting up, just in a full-blown run. No explanation, just run. Just excitement.
I'm running behind you going, wait, what is it? What is it? Show me. I want to see it.
This wasn't in any of the recordings, but Gwyn, if you remember, long ago I asked you to roll me 3 D100s. Those determined what spells were held on this arcane tablet.
Ooh! Oh, these are some good spells too.
So this is what we walk back into, is you just running up to where we're setting up camp.
Yeah, I just like skid to a halt. I drop down close to the fire that you guys are probably putting together, and I throw the tablet down, I grab my book, and I summon my quill, and I instantly start writing.
Well, boys.
All my attention is on this.
Well, boys, we're not going to get anything else out of her tonight. I've seen this before, so...
Seems likely she'll be in the...
Yeah.
Inspecting that for a while.
Yeah. So I guess I'll cook.
I mean, you certainly can. Do you want to roll survival?
Yeah, but
You
I'll
were
get the
breaking
fire
up real
going
bad.
good craft.
Something about rolling survival if you wanted to cook.
Oh, God. Okay. Then I'll immediately roll medicine.
What? Oh.
It's not
I'm
worse.
just soaking some jerky. I'm soaking some
I
jerky
mean,
in water and tossing in some leaves. These smell okay.
It's not good, but it's not bad.
I haven't cooked before. I've just watched people.
Yeah, it's edible.
Well, in this cold, I would say it's better than nothing.
I mean, we could probably do better.
Anything else you guys wish to do as you sit around the fire and eating this possibly charred jerky?
It's not charred. I put it in a pot with water. Except I put it in first and then snow on top of it to melt the snow. And so it was actually on the bottom close to... Okay, it's charred. Never mind.
Yeah. Or do you all just eat your food and then find yourselves a night's rest?
I am eyeing the crown on Gwen's head. And I'm looking at her to see, I'm getting right in her personal space, not in front of her book, but just right in her personal space to see, like, is there blood coming out of her ears? Are her eyes glowing white? Does she look like she's in pain?
Give me a medicine.
Okay.
No, she looks fine. Her head hasn't blown up.
Okay.
No leakage of substances from the ears or nose. Looking pretty spiffy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying hard not to interrupt her, sort of, kind of, but I am all up in her grill.
When I finish, I like close my book and just like hug it to my chest. I'm so excited. And then I look around and I say, "Oh, are we done? Oh, you guys made the fire. Great. Where's dinner?" Like so focused on everything that she was doing with her spell book, forgot to eat.
I hand you a bowl, and it's just basically lukewarm now.
I just down it. Just I'm hungry. All of my brain power went to putting in those spells.
So are you, like, even more powerful now? Are you a god now that you've read that thing?
No. Flattered, but no, I still have a lot more knowledge to find, but this is a wonderful, wonderful start, and I'm very excited. Though I did learn something prior to finding this tablet that I think would be very beneficial for all of us. So I will just flip to this page in my book, and I will start drawing runes on the ground, and I will cast Tiny Hut.
Ooh.
Nice.
So the way this tiny hut looks is a little different. So as the runes finish, they kind of spread out along the ground from where she was writing, going out to the 10 feet and slowly climb up in the air. And as they do, it kind of has a ripple effect. So kind of like if you've ever threw a stone into flat water and it does the ripple, that's kind of what the runes are doing as they go up. And when they all meet at the top, it disperses like rainwater going down, and the water droplets drip along the translucent cover, but everything looks like it's in kind of like you're looking up at the sky above you when you're underwater. It's got that kind of look to it.
So it's a force field.
More or less. I would call it I guess a force field. I can't leave, but you guys can come and go as you please. If I leave, it breaks. But the good news is I can set the temperature, and she will snap her fingers, and it finally actually becomes warm for probably the first time that we've felt in a long time.
Astrid immediately tries to stick her arm through it.
Your arm does go through it, but you notice as you go through, it does ripple like a stone being thrown in still water. So like all the ripples kind of go out, and you see everything kind of wiggle and shake before they kind of dissipate off.
I'm just poking it. Gwen, this is amazing.
Yes, the gods truly have blessed me with this skill. I think this is going to make our travels much better. However, it is rather noticeable. If you step outside, you will see a rippling kind of off-white dome. So it's not particularly well hidden, but at least it's some safety from the harsh elements.
Neat. Well, I appreciate not having snow pile up on me while I'm sleeping.
It is a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
And with that, if there's nothing else, you're all able to get a night's rest within the nice cozy hut. And get yourself a long rest. Nothing happens in the night. Nothing comes clawing at your tiny hut. Not that it'd be able to get in. But you're all able to get a long rest. You wake up in the morning knowing that you have a goal in mind. Who takes lead continuing up the mountain?
Well, seeing as I was
take
leading
lead.
before, I could.
Oh, I could give you assistance.
Alright.
Well, in that case, Sturmir, you can roll survival with advantage, and then Gwyn and Astrid, you two also roll survival. Tobias, your survival is going into the advantage for Sturmir.
So I get to
Okay.
add a d4
and
because
I'm
of
gonna
Hunter's
ask,
intuition.
Thor for guidance. Thor, please hold back the storms and make our path clear, or let our path be clear. And you can roll an additional d4 for that, Sturmir.
Okay, so that's 2d4. And 2d4.
Nice. So, as you're walking along, getting further and further up the mountain, you notice breaking through the trees, you come across a village in the mountain. The first thing, Sturmir in the front, you notice as you're walking up, the village is dead quiet. No sounds, no people, no nothing.
Well, that's ominous.
However, these ruins of all of these buildings seem to be soaked in blood.
Oh, this is fine.
Well, this doesn't look great. I would say back towards the party. And I guess when they get up over the hill, they can see what I'm looking at.
I'm gonna get my crossbow out.
It's not you're not necessarily over a hill. You are at the edge of this village.
Okay, the edge of the
Okay.
village then.
Heimdall grant me keen perception, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find anybody that could possibly be hiding in the shadows.
Sure.
Okay.
Nothing. Not a soul in sight.
So when you say soaked with blood, do you mean like there's blood like on the ground around the houses, or are the buildings themselves actually bloody?
A mix of both, as it seems
Okay.
this seems to have been a site of a very violent massacre, you could say.
Okay.
But there are no corpses, there are no bodies, just blood and ruined buildings.
This is very odd.
Yeah,
Gwen,
I'm gonna draw my weapons and proceed forward.
Yeah, I've got my
can we
presented warhammer.
before you go, Tobias? Those buildings, I don't like the look of them. Gwen, can you see if there's any, I don't know, magic or something happening?
I can check if you want to guard my flanks. It takes a bit of time to start it, but I can.
Yeah, and I will help you if you need it.
Okay. And I will ritual cast detect magic, and then I still have Elding, who is alive, and I will send Elding to scout my raven.
Okay?
What's your ravens?
So you can, if you have the stats of a familiar, you can roll perception for them.
I do. 9.
9 seems to be a dead village, and as the time goes by, as you're all, sitting there waiting for the spell to be cast, as Gwyn is casting the spell, if anyone wants to make a nature or medicine check, they may.
I would love to make a medicine check.
Yeah, I'll do medicine.
As this spell is cast, Gwyn, you're not able to detect any magic, but with a natural 20 and a 19 in medicine, both Sturmir and Astrid are able to clearly tell the bloodiness of this village is definitely human origin. This is human blood.
That makes it
Can
even
we
more weird.
smell it? Does it smell fresh?
It looks, with a 24 and a 19, it doesn't look that fresh. It looks caked up. It looks like whatever happened maybe happened a week ago at most.
Would this have been the direction that the wolves would have been coming from?
Likely.
I'm wondering if this is the, and I say this to everybody, I'm wondering if this is the site where the wolves and the eyes had their clash.
Wasn't that a couple days away?
Yeah, I don't think we're heading
Was it?
towards Dreamandaboo.
We're going up the mountain.
Okay.
I think that's like 3 or 4 days away, something like that.
If anyone wants, they can roll me a history check.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Any history from Gwyn? There it is.
Damn.
So you're
Yes.
all able to recognize the village now that you've taken the surroundings a bit more. And I don't have it open to put in the Roll20 chat. I will put it in our Discord chat. This is the village. I'm going to butcher this name. This is the village of Thagallvordhr, also known as the Silent Guardian.
Huh.
Hmm.
And if anyone wants to look around the village, they can certainly give me perception checks. Or not perceptions, I meant investigations. To investigate.
Yep, definitely.
You did great with your pronunciation. Just an aside.
Oh, thank you. As... Oh. Oh. You're too busy looking at the blood.
Again, I'm still trying to find a rhyme for bodacious, so I'm occupied.
Tobias,
I'll roll it.
you're not able to find anything, but both Gwyn and Sturmir, as you're kind of looking around the village, maybe, walking in a bit deeper, you notice among the walls of some of these buildings and across some of the more fortified, quote-unquote, areas of this village, you notice strange markings. Strange markings in addition to the blood. These markings seem to be claw marks.
Mhm.
And if you want to try and figure out what these claws belong to, you can give me a nature or a survival.
Be going survival, and that's not going to even help it, I don't think. I'll roll a d4
That's
anyway.
bad for
Nope.
me. Ugh.
Well, a 13 nature still gets it. As you investigate these
Yay.
claw marks further, Gwyn, you, being, a scholar of Norse mythology, is essentially...
Religion.
Yeah. You can recognize these claw marks. They were likely left by a large animal, and specifically, an exceptionally large bear.
Oh.
Would I know what that would be? Or do I just know it's an exceptionally large bear?
You just know that these claw marks are way bigger than any normal bear that would be in the area.
May
I
I
wonder if it
cast
could be
my
a
mind
troll
back
bear.
through? May I cast my mind back through the stories and poems to see if I remember anything about a giant bear?
You may give me a history.
Okay. There we go.
A natural 20. You think back. You don't know of any larger than life bears to exist in the Great Woods. You know creatures plenty exist here, for you have encountered plenty of them. But you don't know of any, as I said, larger bear that would bring the damage that has been caused to this village. You know that
Okay.
the bear warriors are said to berserk into bears. But even then,
Okay.
they are usually the size of, a rather large grizzly or, brown bear. Nothing to
All right.
match the size of claw marks that you are currently seeing.
Well, okay, so I say to everybody, I don't remember any stories of abnormally large bears, but with everything that's been going on, that's certainly not to say that there aren't some, you know what I mean?
Nothing's out of the question at this point.
Yes, precisely. And who knows what is being brought into the world right now. It makes me wonder if people's beliefs are somehow affecting. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking over. I don't quite know how to say it yet, I don't think. So, in short, I'm keeping my crossbow out.
That would be wise. How big does this bear seem to be based on the damage?
Give me an investigation.
Oh, I'm asking this to whoever
Oh, okay.
saw it. Yeah.
Well, I will say for Gwyn to be able to give it to you, some of the houses in the village, they're pretty low down.
Okay.
But Gwyn would have been able to spy claw marks on some of the thatch and wooden rooftops
Okay.
that have caved in
It's pretty
some of these
big.
houses.
Kodiak.
All right. So
You
I guess
go
like translating it to 5e terms, this thing's probably what, huge?
You could guess.
Okay.
Are we finding any bodies at all?
No.
Are we seeing drag marks, tracks?
If anyone wants to look for anything of that sort, you may roll me a survival.
I'm sure
Why
somebody's
not?
better at this than me, so I'd be happy
Yeah.
to follow behind and go, "Hey, did you see that one? Did you see that one? Look, that one's going
Yeah.
that way."
Yeah, I'll silently chant to myself, Freyr, help me track this beast.
And see,
And
Freya's representative is totally
roll.
helping you.
Hey.
So
26.
With a 26, you are able to find blood-stained tracks that lead out of the village and in the direction that you are supposed to be heading. You are able to follow them for some time before it seems that the fresh snowfall of the Great Woods takes them and the footfalls vanish.
Generally,
Well, we
they're
know
going
what
the
was
same
heading in this
direction we're
direction.
going.
Right. So the tracks vanish. Would I be able to determine anything based off like broken branches up above or disturbed snow?
Even with a 26, you aren't able to find much. You may find a broken
Got it.
twig here and there, but due to the time that you gather this massacre happened, it's likely all have been covered up by now due to fresh snowfall.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, he said it was like, what, a week old at least?
Yeah, a week old. Okay. Hmm. Well, I can't follow the tracks anymore, but I suppose I could keep watch of our flanks for similar marks or fresher track. Would that be possible?
You asking me?
Yeah.
You're trying to look for fresher tracks or whatnot?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out
Yeah,
for
I mean, you can
for
give
like
me.
Like as we
similar,
continue forward.
Yeah, I mean, you can give me a
yeah, like signs that
perception.
it's still around.
Yeah, you can give me a
Okay.
perception or survival as you move.
Okay. Ooh, that's not great.
And before this perception, is there anything else you are wanting to do before you all head off past this village? Any remaining activities in the village? The blood-soaked village?
I'll leave it to everyone else.
I would like to see if I can find any sort of presence of, I guess, any other tribes here. So, like, we know that we're still in the wolves' territory. Like, is there something here that is of the wolves of the shadow? That basically, if something were to happen, I could say, look, this happened on your territory, and like show them proof that this was one of their villages.
Are we in their territory, or have we crossed into sort of the mountain?
Give me... Well, that's a good question, and I'm going to ask for a history from Gwyn.
Oh, what?
Nope.
That's a flea.
Nope. Not really able to find
Damn
much.
it.
Anything that would have been
Okay.
here is gone.
Okay.
So, if you all continue on...
Tobias.
Yes.
I feel like we should perhaps wish all the souls of this village a smooth trip to Valhalla before we move on.
I would agree. However, there are no bodies to pray over. My concern would be finding the bodies, the bones,
Something.
and something to dedicate, something to burn on a pyre.
I understand, but surely the gods would understand in this circumstance too, if there isn't anything. Can I do, this is ghoulish, but I'm gonna do it. Can I do a quick check through the houses to see if I can find like a child's toy or something?
Sure, give me an investigation.
Okay.
You
Nope.
don't really find much, no.
Okay.
Whatever happened here
Place is
destroyed more or
desolate.
less everything.
Mhm.
I understand your intentions, Astrid, and I empathize. But if there is even a small chance that there are any survivors, perhaps we have to remain a small degree optimistic. It would seem presumptuous to dedicate them to the gods if they are still breathing.
I agree. I feel like we should keep moving forward, and if we find anything, then perhaps then.
So,
Astrid is looking a little bit mutinous, but she bites her tongue and just nods.
I take it with that, then you all continue down the trail.
Yes, unless there's someone else.
Does
All right,
it
let's go.
sound like it? Yep. You all begin continuing on the path you once were. You find yourself walking for a few hours now, sinking your boots into the muddy snow up the mountain, when a sudden low growl startles you. It is undoubtedly the growl of a large beast, but it is difficult to understand the meaning of a passing cry carried by the howling wind. You all advance with caution after your previous encounter in the village, careful not to give up your position and try to stay upwind, when all of a sudden you spot a dark mass ahead, making its way sluggishly among two white birch trees. It is a black bear, exceptionally large for its species, dragging himself through the snow. You don't have time to take your weapons that you notice the wide trail of red and warm blood that the animal is leaving behind itself. The bear gazes over to you for an instant before exhaling some vapor from its nostrils and falling to the ground, and I would like Tobias to not give me anything just yet, but as the bear falls to the ground, you get a pounding headache. Pain, rain, blood, fear, cold. Blurry vision, a whistle in your ears, the pungent smell of blood filling your nostrils. You see in front of you two large birch trees, and instinctively you seek shelter behind them. You heard some noises ahead, and you hope it isn't another foe like the one you are running from, otherwise you have no hope. You thought you were the biggest and strongest of bears. You were wrong. Give me an Asatru, please.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to amp that.
Well,
Nope, not 2d6. That's a little high. Oh, okay. Well, that might have mattered.
you turn around as the vision continues and you see your companions, those who made it this far. They also wear the bear furs of your clan, but they are covered in blood. You are all exhausted. You nod to each other. You tighten your grip on your weapons, getting ready to fight, but your eyes wander to the large blood-soaked bag you are carrying with you. Maybe despite being wounded and exhausted, you may have a chance at scaring off whoever is ahead should they be looking for a fight. For once, may the gods be your witness. You'd rather not have yet another battle. Far away, a feral cry carried by the wind forces you to move forward and face the unknown before the source of the cry can finish what it started. And at that, you are abruptly brought back to reality by the distant feral growl you heard in the vision.
So, restating and resummarizing, Tobias had a vision of this bear with the Bear Clan warriors, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this bear has now collapsed, right?
As you all stand there and notice, you do see, not too far away from you, is a bear dying in a puddle of its own blood, face down in the snow.
Oh, dying. I'm gonna call to the others as I run up towards the bear. Only my shield in hand. It belongs to the Bear Clan. It's wounded. There's something out there, but it needs help.
You all
Okay,
witness...
I will come up and do a cure wounds.
I have spare the dying, but I don't know if it has 0 hit points or not.
As you all rush towards this bear, the first thing you notice is it's seemingly wearing a leather collar, as if someone's pet, and that its wounds have been inflicted by huge claws, like those of a bigger bear.
Mm-hmm.
And let me bring you to a map that you will not see just yet, but we will be there soon. As you're all standing looking at this bear, you hear a booming voice takes you all by surprise from a thorny bush near the birch trees. Hands off our bear! His fur belongs to us, his bones to the earth, and its meat to the animal of this forest. As solemnly, a large man wearing a shredded bear fur stained with blood moves forward, followed by a group of equally imposing warriors, all standing almost 7 feet tall, with broad shoulders, scruffy full beards, and mean weapons in their hands. And I would like all of you to make me a quick history, please.
Alright.
Ooh. Huh? Okay.
All of you recognize the man in front, the large man wearing the shredded bear fur, to be Bjerik the Stoneclaw, leader of the Bear Warriors. And as he shouts this to you all, you would notice an ashen-haired man, less muscular than the rest of his troop, approach the bear. And even with your cure wounds, Astrid, you notice the bear still lay dying as this man goes to the corpse of this bear, takes off its collar, says a quick prayer to the gods, and gently closes the eyes of the animal. And this is all happening in an instant, almost with no time to react, as Bjerik shouts out another question as he steps forward. Are you friends or foes? Speak! We have no time to waste. Is that you?
Well, I was trying to save your bear, so I think that would count as friendly.
Indeed, we mean no harm.
As you say this, Bjerik looks at you, looks at the bear, and then looks past you all and says, We have done what we could for the bear. There is no time. Either come with us or move aside. We need to get to the reinforcements. And you see him and his troop begin to move.
I look at my party and say, I think going with them would be a good strategic idea.
Do I know this? Do I know this commander? Do I know him to be less bloodthirsty as what is traditionally painted of the people from the Bear Clan?
With 22 history, you don't know Bjerik personally. You know of him. And it is the same as Old Star would have told you. Most of the bears, they're not bloodthirsty maniacs. They don't kill for no reason. They kill with honor. So, to answer your question, I think it would be a no.
Okay. I will just give the group a quick nod and gesture for all of us to follow, but maybe stay back a bit. With that understanding, she would probably fall in pace towards the back, and Elding would be circling overhead.
Give me a perception from Elding.
Hey, that's my girl.
With no time to react, with no time for the information to be brought back to Gwyn, I'm going to move the troop as they begin kind of moving up towards the edge of the forest a bit more, as all the berserkers with Bjerik begin moving. Elding sees something in the woods. Something crashing through trees and brush with mighty force. as you notice Bjerik seems to have noticed something as well as he grabs for his weapons, as breaking from the tree line is a large, imposing, covered in protruding bone bear. And we will roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, dang, that'd be a big one.
I was gonna ask what we were fighting, and now I know.
You, my friends, once the character sheet opens, are fighting
Oh, I didn't click on my person.
the Attallbjorn.
Number.
Oh, I've always canceled it, regardless if it was good or bad, if I didn't click on my person.
Let me roll for the bear warriors who join you in this fight. More like you join them in this fight. I'll be rolling once for the big groups of warriors. As this large bear rushes through the trees, lets out a mighty roar, and is ready for the fight. Whoa, the berserkers! Berserkers rolled well. How about the tribal warriors? Okay, they did okay. And now for the bear druid. Okay, everyone is here. Astrid, you're first.
Okay. I'm going to sidestep to right here first and tap Tobias, Sturmir, and this berserker in front of me and say, this bear may be ferocious, but I know that your bravery is higher than that. And I'm casting heroism on all three of them.
Okay.
Oh, why didn't it? Okay. So, heroism, you're immune to being frightened. You gain temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier, which is 4, at the start of each of your turns. So, there you go. So, for now, you get 4 extra HP. It's going to keep up for a
Add to
minute
my
if
other
I...
health bar.
There you go. If I can maintain concentration. And then I will turn back to Gwyn and say, I feel like this is another great situation for fire. And toss you a bardic. And that's my turn.
Okay. The berserkers are all gonna rush the creature at different angles with their weapons at the ready. And they're all just gonna swing. That is 4 berserker axes coming down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me look at my Attallbjorn. My good Attallbjorn. You see all of these weapons, some of them bounce off of its armor. The 23, however, this guy right here, we'll say this guy, you see the weapon makes contact with a part of its fur, but it seemingly does nothing to slow down the Attallbjorn and its movement. As at the end of their turn, the Attallbjorn is going to take a legendary action and make a claw attack at this berserker right here. That hits for 27 slashing. As he is clawed across the chest, and it is now Gwyn's turn. Hello?
Thank you. I'm going to drop a spell that has a 40-foot radius, so I want to drop it off the map so it gets our evil bear friend, but it doesn't get the berserkers.
Sure.
And I need him to make me a wisdom saving throw DC 16.
Okay. Wisdom save, you say?
Yes, please.
It is going to use a reaction. And you notice that its skin begins glowing this bright red, as it is going to spend a special point to, instead, succeed this saving throw.
Okay. That sucks. Is this a block? Like, could I hide behind it?
Yes.
Okay, so I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, and I will hide behind this rock.
What was the spell?
Slow. It was a level 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Tobias.
Alright. Tobias is going to draw out a piece of bark and crush it, inhaling the ash from it, and activate his mutagen, as well as channeling lightning into his weapon. So I'm going to consume mutagen and activate my Crimson Right.
Okay.
Ouch! It's a good thing I have temp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think I'll just step forward to about here. Yeah. That sounds good.
Alright. The tribal warriors are just going to make a defense around their druid and hold an attack for the Attallbjorn's approach. The druid is going to cast Produce Flame. Let's see if this actually does anything. Oh, 14. A 14 does not hit the Attallbjorn, and the druid's actually going to back up a little bit as we go to Sturmir.
Okay, trying to figure out how to cast this without hitting other people.
If it's what I'm thinking, you will not be able to.
Cast what?
If
What are you
it's
thinking I'm thinking?
The thing that you've been using constantly.
Thunderwave? No.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of that.
Call lightning.
The only problem is it has a 60-foot radius.
Yeah, so the 60-foot radius would hit everyone on the map. That's not how that spell works. You can set it on the Attallbjorn, and it will only hit the Attallbjorn.
Okay, well, I guess I'll do that then. There it is.
So you point to the
Cast
sky.
At level 3.
Alright, you point to the sky. You conjure up a storm cloud. What does it look like to everyone else?
Just out of nowhere, suddenly this dark cloud appears in the sky above the Attallbjorn, and then lightning strikes down from it.
They get a 15, so they will be taking, I believe, half damage. But it does strike true, and it does hit the Attallbjorn as it roars out.
Okay. Okay, hang on a second. I don't know if that applies here. Is the save?
Yeah, it's whenever you deal damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use that.
Alright, so 30.
So 30. So 15.
Yep. It does
And,
strike the Attallbjorn.
I'll move just up a bit.
Alright. The leader of these bears, Bjerik Stoneclaw himself, is going to charge into the fight and strike at this large and imposing monster of a bear is the appropriate word to say, as he brings down his war pick twice into the creature, hitting the second time. And unlike his own men, his war pick seems to slam into the fur of this creature and actually draw blood as it comes to the Attallbjorn. And the Attallbjorn is angry.
Weird.
Who'd have thought?
The Attallbjorn is going to take one claw at Bjerik and hits him. He will not be spending a rune point. And he's going to take a bite at the berserker he took a swing at before for a hit for 21. And that will be its turn as we go to Astrid.
Okay. Did that make Bjerik look like it even bothered him at all, that damage?
He took the strike directly to his chest, and for any other clansman, it would probably have killed them. For a bear warrior, he is still standing.
Okay. Okay. Alright. I'm going to cast Bane on our big bear friend.
Okay, is that a saving throw or it just happens?
It just happens. Or no, sorry, Charisma. Charisma 15.
Okay.
I was, wishful thinking that it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And remind me, can I do a cantrip also?
I like to steal from Matt Mercer that you can do a leveled spell and a cantrip.
Okay. Then I will also toss Vicious Mockery, Wisdom saving throw again, and I'm just gonna yell at this bear. Most bears have the sense to keep their bones on the inside.
That's it?
Yeah. So
Alright.
Wisdom 15 on that
And
one.
The Attallbjorn is going to spend a runic point to re-roll. Actually, not re-roll, but to just succeed that charisma.
Oh, fine. I mean it, though.
But he will roll for the mockery. for 19.
Okay. So that was a super effective turn.
Anything else?
I'm gonna jet over and hide next to Gwen here.
Okay, at the end of your turn, the Attallbjorn is going to spend a legendary action, and he's going to rush forward right here, getting an attack of opportunity from 3 berserkers. Lots of swings being swung. Boom, boom, boom. You see these berserkers are desperately swinging at this Attallbjorn as it rakes into its allies. Their weapons strike the creature, but seemingly do not draw blood. And as the Attallbjorn rushes forward, it is going to try and clamp its giant jaws around Tobias.
Ah! Okay.
11.
I bat its snout away, or rather, I let it push me away.
Alright, the berserkers are next, and they're just all gonna move in and try and do what they've been doing. Despite their weapons not drawing blood, they are trying to draw its attention and just keep this thing occupied and down. 3, 4. Their weapons, you all notice, you're all able to notice, their weapons are seemingly just bouncing off the armor of this creature. And it is going to spend another legendary action at the end of the berserker's turns. And I would like Tobias, Sturmir, the berserkers are going to make this, one of the tribal warriors, and Bjerik all need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. This will be +1. I don't know why it rolls twice, but I mean, I think the result would be a 19.
Okay.
Also remember, since we're at the top of the round, you get to refresh your HP back to 4, the temp HP.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And let me roll for the fellers. Bjerik, the tribal warrior. I'm gonna roll once for all of the berserkers, because they are a group. Okay, so all of the NPCs are taking Sturmir and Tobias. You're able to dodge out of the way as it brings down its claws for furious strikes. But the NPCs all take 13 slashing damage, which you see as these claws rake down, kills one of the tribal warriors of the bears as we go to Gwyn.
Alrighty. I now want him to make me a Constitution saving throw DC 16.
Okily dokily. Let me just reduce the HP of all these boys. Attallbjorn.
Remember that one berserker had 4 extra.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure.
Con saving throw. 16.
Meat to beat, so he'll take half damage on the shatter, and I'm going to manipulate it, so instead of thunder damage, it is fire damage.
Okay.
Love it.
13 fire damage as you strike the Attallbjorn, and it hits.
Does it look like it does more damage than normal, or does it look like it's the same amount of damage?
It looked like it did damage.
Okay. And then I will follow up with a lightning bolt. With a firebolt.
I was gonna say. You can't do a lightning bolt after that.
I can do a firebolt though. Pew! 26 to hit for 9 points of fire damage.
Same thing. It seems it deals. It dealt the damage it was meant to deal.
Awesome. That is the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, what do you know? It has 3 legendary actions.
Mhm.
And
3 at a time?
Well, it has 3 to choose from. It has 3 points.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought you meant it was going to do 3.
Like unleash all of them at once.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like this.
At the end of its turn, at the end of your turn, the Attallbjorn is gonna try and make a claw attack at Sturmir. 23.
Yeah.
You take 29 slashing damage.
On that note,
You can use your reaction to make the dexterity saving throw, and the creature takes 2d8 lightning or thunder. You also have to make a constitution saving throw to keep concentration. It gets a 12.
I don't even see where I'm reading this at, what it's supposed to be. Doesn't say.
What did we use in the past times?
I don't remember.
It probably deals the damage. Just roll your damage and also give me a constitution saving throw.
Yep. Con save.
Lightning is still up.
Nice.
And you said, D8, 2d8.
13. Nice.
So that's 29 for me.
Yep, 29 slashing damage as we go to Tobias.
Alright, as this thing is kind of wailing on Sturmir, I'm gonna clutch the amulet that's inside my my tabard, my jacket, whatever the hell it is, and I'm gonna summon a spectral wolf.
You should have access to it. You should be able to drag it onto the map where you wish.
Ah, perfect.
I think it's meant to be smaller than that. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna shrink it. Thank you. Okay, so I will. Are we gonna say it's just next on my turn?
Yes. How does the...
Okay.
You use the amulet. How does the... describe to me how the creature takes form. Does it come out of the snow? Does it manipulate itself from the mist bearing down from the bear?
Heck yeah. As I clutch the amulet and I will it to exist, a loud howl kind of echoes from the sky, and winds swirl around, kicking up snow, which catches on the ethereal fur of this nearly invisible creature.
Badass. And I'm gonna say, just by a quick read through of the item again, we'll call it a bonus action to command the wolf.
Bonus to command?
Yes.
Alright. So it cannot attack this turn.
No.
Okay. Then I am gonna make a pair of swings at this bear,
Okay.
and I take it it's too large to get flanking on, right?
Yeah, currently, no.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright,
That
First one.
hits,
and second one.
and that one hits. Can you give me the total damage because of all the weird numbers?
Yeah, 14...
The correct total damage.
Yeah, I will. 14, 26, 31, and then I gotta roll 2d6. Shit, I lost count. 14, 25, 30, 31, 39 total damage.
That is
Damn.
some good damage as you cut into the Attallbjorn.
Yeah. And I think I will take step back this way,
Okay.
and I will end my turn there.
The tribal warrior is still just gonna try and protect the druid as it shouts out, "What do we do? It's not dying!" And Bjerik just shouts out, "Just keep fighting!" As it gets to the druid. What does the druid gonna be doing? The druid is going to... is just going to try and produce flame again, hitting the Attallbjorn for 6 fire damage. Way to go, druid. Sturmir, you are up.
So, this is not casting it again, right? I'm just using the spell to roll the damage.
Yes.
Call lightning because it's on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that is
So I
your
can keep track of my
action
spell
to do so.
slots.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Dexterity saving throw from the Attallbjorn. It is going to spend a runic point as you all watch its body glowing with these bright red runes and succeed on the saving throw.
So 10.
Make him waste those. Make him waste. It's fine.
Yeah, at least with call lightning, even if he succeeds, it still takes half.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
And I can use another action cantrip, right? Is that one was technically a spell?
I'm
That's
gonna
what
say
you just told me.
this is a weird one though because it's called lightning. You're not technically casting another spell. You're actually using your full action to call down the lightning. So on this scenario, I'm gonna say no, until I
Okay,
reread
just-
up on Matthew Mercer's rules.
Still checking.
So nothing else. What are you guys clicking on?
Trying to see what the spell description.
Yeah,
was.
I wanted to
Yes.
open up the spell description.
Yeah,
Hang on
me
here.
too.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you use your action. So he would technically have a bonus action.
Indeed. Yep.
I'm gonna say no. Because I don't know Matthew Mercer's rule well enough. So I'm gonna say no on
If
that front.
something's labeled as a bonus action, that's different, right?
I don't know, but I'm going over this. It's going to Bjerik Stoneclaw.
Oh, that's fine.
That rule is probably going to immediately be taken away next session because I probably don't know Matt Mercer's actual rule. But here comes Bjerik's Stoneclaw War Picks, which both strike for a lot of damage. As the Attallbjorn is seemingly taking some big hits. And it goes to its turn. And the Attallbjorn has a lot of targets to choose from. It is first going to... It is going to swing on Bjerik with its claws, which hits, and it will spend a rune point to immediately grapple and restrain Bjerik. And then it's going to spend its bite to try and hit Tobias for a 27.
Shit. Yeah, that'll hit.
And you take...
Silvery barbs.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
23.
Okay, that I can defend against.
Okay.
So I will use my one-time casting of shield.
Alright, and who are you giving the advantage on, Gwyn?
Giving it to Tobias.
Okay, and speaking of Gwyn, I would like a wisdom saving throw from you, as a bonus action, the Attallbjorn gives you a death stare.
No.
That's wooed. Natural
You
20.
are not frightened
Yes!
of the Attallbjorn as we go to Astrid.
Okay. Astrid is going to move her full 30. 1, 2.
Temp
3, 4,
resets, right?
5. Yes. Temp hit points reset now. So you're back to 4 of those. And so she's going to sort of grab Sturmir from behind and give him a little shake. And say, listen, be the bear! And cast Cure Wounds. And I'm going to go ahead and do that at 3rd. And then she will look over at Bjerik and say, I just told my friend to be a bear, but maybe you can be a better one. And that's Bardic for Bjerik.
Okay.
Bardic for Bjerik.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna just I know it's not really hunker down so that I'm using Sturmir as cover.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yep.
It is going to use a legendary action. And I would like... well, I would like everyone in this area, that is Sturmir, and everyone within 10 feet, actually, which is Sturmir, is Tobias, it's the Berserkers, it's Bjerik, it's the Wolf, it's the now other tribal warrior, and it is good old Astrid to make a dex save, please. I assume it's the 16, Tobias? Which would be a 17.
Yes. I wonder if
Okay.
they figured that out on mine. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
There's Bjerik.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and inspiration's not going to help him.
Mm-mm.
Here's the tribal warrior. Ooh.
Nice.
Here's the Zerkers. And Tobias the Wolf has to make the save too.
Oh, that's correct. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Zerkers make it.
That wolf.
So the Wolf, Bjerik, and Astrid all take 11 slashing damage. And I forgot to mention for the last time, but this entire area, basically, let me see if I can draw it out. This entire area is difficult terrain.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not moving.
The Berserkers are all just going to keep trying to attack. Boom, 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 boom. Again, they make strikes, but they seem to not be able to pierce the hide of the Attallbjorn. And what do you know? But I'm gonna spend a legendary action.
Surprise!
Surprising no one. With the one claw that it is grappling, it is using a singular claw to grapple and hold on to Bjerik. It is going to use its second claw. 1 to 2 is Tobias. 3 to 4 is Sturmir. 5 to 6 is Astrid. Tobias, as it will try and claw you for a 6.
I duck.
Okay. I want that thing to make me another Constitution saving throw DC 16.
Okay.
Ooh,
and
that is
it
a
will
failure.
use a runic point to succeed.
Okay. I have a question about the runic points. Are those this game's version of reactions? Legendary reactions?
They
Or
are
resistances?
essentially yes for this creature.
Okay. To clarify, because I'm used to legendary resistances, and you can tell me I'm not going to answer that, which is fine. But does he get those back at the start of each of his turns?
I am not going to answer that.
Okay. Well, he used it to pass, so he still takes damage. And we're gonna make this style of shattered damage, acid. Because why not?
Oh,
So he takes 4 acid damage.
okay.
And then incoming firebolt. Pew! For 5.
For 5. Alright. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay in my little corner because I'm smartles.
Okay. Same roll. 1, 2 for Tobias. 3, 4 is Stormir. 5, 6 is Astrid. That's an Astrid.
Yep.
As a
That
large
sure is.
claw comes your way. Yeah, as a large claw comes your way for an 11.
Okay. Ow!
Wait, that hits?
That hits?
Oh, for an 11. I thought you were saying 11
No.
damage.
an
I
11.
just assumed that it
It's
hit.
so
That's
dramatic.
course
an
it
11 to hit.
So, no, it's like a little kid, you know, like yelling ow before they even know if they're hurt.
So it misses.
Ow! Oh. Never mind.
So it misses?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want to see the damage anyways because you preemptively
Yeah, I
said
do.
ouch?
I do. Oh!
Oh, indeed.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
I would have been so close to down.
Okay.
Alright.
Tobias.
That was funny. Pi and I had the same reaction. You got hit?
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
listen. I ran a campaign once.
Gee.
I ran a campaign once, before I let you get your turn. I ran a campaign once where a player had an armor class of 8 from level 1 to level 20.
I remember you telling me about that. That's just hilarious.
I'm not that squishy.
Alright, I'm gonna have my wolf attack.
Okay.
Okay, bite!
That
Ooh,
hits.
That hits. And, oh, I can't click on the damage thingy.
I should be
Okay,
able to.
Oh, thank you.
I know the wording there, so your wolf does deal the damage. I understand the wording there. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna say that this creature is gonna be able to get knocked prone by the wolf.
Single-handedly.
Yeah,
Okay,
because when we
that's
compare
fair.
the size of the Attallbjorn with the size of the wolf,
That would be hilarious.
they don't
Oh,
add
boy.
up.
That's fair. Oh, but that does bring something up, which I'm gonna try to do something crazy, and I'll allow you to adjudicate, of course. You're the DM. But before I take my swings, or while I take my swings, I'm gonna shout out to the bear warriors and say, "Only magical weapons are able to fell this creature. Work together to flip it onto its side."
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe all 4 of them together can try to knock it prone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make my swings. Action. Attack 1, attack 2.
Both of them hit.
Okay. And then I'll do that math quickly. 17, 32, 36, 41 damage.
How do you slay
No.
the Attallbjorn?
I'm gonna say, as the berserkers lift up a paw, I'm gonna jump in and bisect it through its chest, down its backside.
Okay. You do that. The Attallbjorn falls to its death. And the battle
Very well struck, Tobias.
has ended as you all notice that the Attallbjorn begins to writhe and shake as slowly it begins to shrink in size. I don't have another token to represent, but it eventually shrinks in size down to the body of a naked man covered in wounds and runes carved into his skin. Lies on the ground inside the giant depression left by this large bare body when it came crashing down. The size of the man's body is still remarkable, not unlike that of Bjerik and his companions.
But my carbs. Okay. I'm gonna say out loud, what sorcery is this?
Bjerik will painfully approach you all after being mauled by the Attallbjorn. And he will say, "An army of madmen, covered in incandescent runes pulsating with power, came to our village about 7 days ago, with the fury of an unexpected storm. Their leader, shrouded in robes as dark as the night, had malevolent and cold eyes, colder than the eternal snow that covers the highest peaks. With a low and heavy voice that was nonetheless perfectly audible for all of us, as if he was speaking to our very souls, he announced himself as the Rune Thief. He forced us to make a choice." And Astrid, give me a perception check.
Okay.
It's not necessarily to hear anything or notice something, but that perception check was just more so to hear the words while you're healing and make them connect to you, as these next words probably hit you harder than the rest. As he says, "He forced us to make a choice. Giving up our freedom and join his army to march on Hailhothen, or giving up our lives. We were brave and honorable people. We fought the invaders, but their power was unfathomable." As Bjerik's eyes linger on the corpse of the man who was once the Attallbjorn. "Many died fighting. Others bent the knee, giving up their honor for but a fragment of that diabolical power." And he points to the corpse on the ground. "He was my brother. To give us the time to escape and go warn the icy crows, he let himself be corrupted by the forbidden magic of the Rune Thief. Then, in a cruel twist of fate, he went mad and changed into the dreadful monster we just fought. He chased us all the way here, while the army of the Rune Thief resumed their march towards Hailhothen. I fear that if the other members of my clan have been transformed into man-eating bears, we're all doomed." As even through the cure wounds, you notice Bjerik kind of coughs up some blood from his injuries. "Our duty towards Midgard has been fulfilled. There's nothing more we can do except hunker down and regain our strength. Us, as the Bear Warriors, pass this responsibility onto you. Find the Rune Thief. Warn Hailhothen of the danger." And he would look at you, Tobias,
Okay.
and hand out his pick, his war pick, and say, "Take this war pick. It's all we can provide you for your journey."
I graciously hold out my hand, and I say, "And what of you, Bjerik? If we need to contact you, where should we send our messenger?"
"We will be heading to Varnforce to tell the Icy Crows of what happened in the forest. and to recover our wounds and bury our dead.
Very well.
Everyone, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Perception, and I don't even need to, but I'm gonna roll it anyway because I have access to it.
You all notice on a far tree branch a crow. A crow glowing blue. And you can all easily tell that this is a spy of the icy crows that allowed them to see and listen to what has happened.
I would love to take a shot at it. Just how far away is it?
It is.
Uh,
I would say it's
if you-
a good maybe 50, 60 feet up on a branch.
Okay.
If you rose up your crossbow to take the shot, Gwen would reach over and put her hand on it and slowly lower it.
What?
What do you
We
mean?
can't
What?
let them.
The icy crow stares back at you.
Wait, I thought you said it was a spy from. Okay, never mind.
Spy of the icy crows.
Never mind. Sorry, I'm like behind note taking, and clearly I need to pay more attention. Okay.
Does it seem like any of the bear warriors caught on that the spy is there?
They would have noticed it there too, but they still seem, in their resolve of heading to Varmfors to tell the crows.
Okay. And Bjerik also said that they're gonna bring their dead so that they can bury them over there?
Yeah, they're bringing their dead and their wounded.
Okay. Then I won't have to say any rites for them, but he has my condolences.
Also, I know it's a bit late, but Bjerik is almost 7 feet tall, extremely robust, weighing around 275 pounds, muscular and quite imposing. He keeps his hair at middle length, but quite unkempt. He wears heavy clothes made of bear fur. His face is marked with a scar that has seemingly never healed properly. And as he places this war pick in your hands, Tobias, you feel its weight as the pick, the head of the pick itself, seemingly is in a constant state of magical cracking and crumbling and repairing itself.
It seems to be powerful magic.
Yes, take it with you. I call it Stone Claw. It would be more use saving Helhofen than it will be gathering dust in Varmfors while we rest.
We will be sure to bring it honor and glory.
And,
Two questions, Pi.
Mm-hmm.
My first one is, looking at that crow, do I know who it belongs to?
I'm going to say exact who it belongs to. No, you would know that these are the, generic spies of the Icy Crows. This is just an Icy Crow spy. They wouldn't have any markings of who it belongs to. This is just a spy of the Icy Crow.
Okay. And second question, where they want to go, will they pass by the area that I put in the letter that the wolves would meet us?
It is possible. Which that was an oopsie on my part. I should have rolled for that. I'll roll for it now. And we'll see how it resolves next session in the background. So, D100, you're going to get a +5 from Tobias being a wolf. You're going to get a +5 from your letter. And you're going to get a +5 from your, Astrid talking to the wolves. And I'm going to roll it. So, D100 +15. And I have a number in mind. And we'll see if they respond in the future. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. So as they're talking about their travels, Gwen would speak up. It is within your best interest to take the longer route. I know you are in a hurry. of healing and protection, but your presence is known to march only for times of war. You have stirred up quite a bit of unrest in this area, and there is a chance that the wolves will come to defend their territory at the base of the mountain. I recommend that you do not take that route for your own safety.
He nods his head, and he looks at all of you and says, "As you have given me directions down the mountain, let me give you some. There is a fishing village not far from here. The fastest way, if you are to make immediate haste to Hellhoffen, is to catch a boat and make your way with haste." And he would point in the direction of the village this way.
He still look fairly wounded.
He looks better-ish after your cure wounds. He looks like he'll be able to carry himself down the mountain. He looks rough, but he looks like he'll be able to carry himself.
Okay, and just to triage, is there anybody else who looks real bad?
This berserker right here looks like he could easily pass out on the way down and die in the snow.
Okay, so I will give him a second level cure wounds. Here we go.
Okay. He's looking better.
And I am going to come over to Bjerik and take his hand, and Astrid actually has tears in her eyes, and she says, "I thank you for this warning. If you ever make your way to Hellhoffen and it still stands, my father will receive you like family." And I'm going to do another cure wounds on him.
Okay, I'm going to roll a d20. And we'll give it a +1. We'll give it a +1. He, as you go to him and say this with tears in your eyes, he looks at you with a face of sudden recognition. As he is, you say my father, and he's putting two and two together of who he's talking to. He doesn't have the face of previous people who you mentioned, who you were to, but it's a face of, I recognize who you are, I appreciate the sentiment, but from one clan to another, not that he doesn't care about you, but he's not making, that sign of, what am I trying to say here?
He's not impressed.
Respect.
Yeah, he's not impressed of who you are, but he's recognizing who you are.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I said what I said.
Yeah. And he would nod his head to this and say, "It is now your duty to save Hellhoffen." And he looks at you, Astrid, and says, "If it still stands, give the king my regards." And
I give him like a bow of the head.
And at that, him and his warriors will begin marching down the mountain with their dead in tow.
As he walks away, or like as they start picking up their dead, I'm gonna say, should the trackers of the wolves find you, Bjerik, let them know that Tobias says that the problem has been resolved and there is no reason to fight.
He will nod his
Just
head.
in case they see you.
He will nod his head and continue down the pathway with his berserkers in tow.
Okay.
And you're all left standing there. Do you march on towards the village? What do you do? Do you talk? What's the next step for the group?
Oh, Astrid whirls to everybody and says, "We have to go. We have to go." and starts like half running in the direction of the village.
Don't trip. This is difficult terrain, but I follow after.
Same, I follow too.
Agreed.
As
Yeah,
you
I'll
all,
make my way towards the front as we have been traveling.
I think Astrid would be in the front.
Well,
As
just behind anyway.
you all begin running after Astrid as she sprints towards this fishing village, tears streaming from her eyes. That is where we will end for today.
Good game.
Hmm. That bear was scary.
It
All
was
things
indeed.
considered, it went well.
Yeah.
But for now, everyone say goodbye to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube. See you next time on the journey to Ragnarok. As always, goodbye and stay sweet.